D'Antoni was asked about rest versus rust. Take a listen.
Our mental edge is not sharp right now, and it hasn't been. And we played 3 games without having it, and then when you play against a really good team, you get beat. It's pretty academic. Being rested and playing bad is not going to be a good formula going to the playoffs. That's not good. And they have enough rest. I mean, again, this thing how it became vogue just not to play, I don't know. But, we're resting enough. These other teams don't seem to have a problem. And if we play less than they have, they don't have a problem. So it shouldn't be a problem.
I love that he calls resting players vogue now.
Yeah.
It's like in vogue to rest the players. Where do you fall on the rest versus rust, and whether these guys should take a break down the stretch?
Typically, I would say rest, rest, rest. You have nothing left to play for. Typically, average team for the Warriors, rest, rest, rest. I feel very differently about this specific Rockets team. This Rockets team needs all the positivity possible headed into the postseason. Their key players and their coach have too many bad postseason memories to have any doubt creep into their mind going into the postseason. Listen, they had won 11 straight. It was their 3rd separate winning streak of at least 11 games this season, which is totally remarkable. I'm not going to kill them for losing a game to San Antonio, a desperate San Antonio team. It's going to happen. But I think that 65 win marker that I've been talking about is an important one. They got to go at least 3-2 to get there. We've talked about only 20 teams have ever reached that mark. I think you need this team to feel like we're the healthiest team, but also, most importantly, we are the best team in the NBA. Because Mike D'Antoni knows that he keeps getting beat by San Antonio in the postseason. James Harden knows that 2 of his last 3 postseasons have ended with terrible performances by him. And Chris Paul knows that he's never been in the 3rd round of the playoffs. Like, this team needs to be rolling headed into the postseason. That means you can't rest everyone. I'm fine with that.
Chris Paul wasn't playing. I think that's important, Jenna, to note. They had won 11 in a row. So now, man, they're really falling off. Now in the last 10 games, they're 9-1. So the most important thing about this team, which right now we can say, because this NBA season, for all intents and purposes, is over. This was the best team in the NBA 2017 and 18. They've proven that over the long haul. The combination of Capella, Harden, and CP3 has been lethal. We know. Yeah, their resume in the postseason, it's not a great one, but they're not going to increase that in the last week of the season. They're not going to help their resume in the playoffs by, oh, man, let's go into the playoffs real hard. The thing they have to worry about is injury. So I'm about playing. But Houston, it's about rest. For them, Chris Paul, is he going to be healthy? Are they going to have their full complement of players? Because to me, this is the deepest team in the NBA. Now, I know that the conversation has been about Toronto and their second unit and their bench, but Houston has the best bench and the best veteran subs in the NBA. So I think that they will adapt to the intensity of the playoff. But the number one thing for them is health. If they take the court healthy, the first game of the playoffs, they will be the overwhelming favorite to be able to take this year's crown.
All right, take a break. Coming up, have we seen the last of Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs? That's next on First Things First.